Good morning. Welcome to the Parenting Versus Podcast.
Zombie cast.
We have
Zombie cast.
we have a guest joining us today.
It's our
What's your name?
Riley Boo.
His name is Riley.
Riley Boo. He says.
We have to keep an eye on the tech piece of things.
Yeah. Our buddy Riley Boo is 3, and he is having some eggs and sausage sitting next to us.
So.
And I was just told by my 3-year-old that I am stubborn.
Yes.
So that's exciting.
Because he inherited a lot of your traits.
Yeah, he did.
Excuse me. All right. Are you stubborn?
I am stubborn. Are you? A little bit, yeah.
Mommy, what's up there?
He's pointing to the bookshelf and eating. Why don't you just eat your eggs?
Are you just looking at things around and saying that you love them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
We spent basically the entire day yesterday with your parents.
No.
And day before that, we had a kind of a Christmas Eve party.
At our house with our families, both our families.
Yeah, that was nice.
It actually worked out really well. I was really happy with how pleasant and fun it was.
Yeah. We still have, I don't know, like 15 pounds of ham left, but...
That is not a problem.
No.
I'm excited about that.
We're going to get so bored of ham.
We can freeze some of it, too. Anyway, we don't have to talk about what we're going to do with all our extra ham.
I was just thinking about family.
This podcast.
I was just thinking about family.
Uh-huh.
You just, cracked yourself up.
I did.
Nobody laughed except for you.
Yeah. Because I was thinking of... All right, let me just tell you what was happening in my brain really fast. We were talking about all the extra things we were going to do with ham, and that old SNL skit where they talk about sweaty balls popped into my head, where they're, monotone about it, but they're like, oh, yeah, you know what I like to do is I like to wrap them up and give them to friends on the holidays. That's what I was thinking of. Sherry O'Terry. So... That's what popped into my head, and that's why I cracked myself up just now.
I do like Sherry O'Terry.
Me
I
too.
feel like SNL is all about the women comics.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, the only comics that I feel have made a lasting mark on comedy. Okay, maybe I'm not an expert.
How about narrow it down for you?
No, well, yeah, I don't even know what that means. But anyway, so Will Ferrell, of course. Not even Adam Sandler. He's kind of fizzled off into these weird. He's just making movies because he can.
But I think after his SNL stint, for a while, his career was pretty strong. So he made it. I mean,
during SNL, I mean, he did one thing. He was the cute, kind of
weird,
silly
Happy
guy.
Gilmore man.
He folayed that angle forever
To death.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have to shout out The Wedding Singer, because that's probably my favorite out of all of those movies.
So. It is good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm even drawing a blank right now on the men comics on.
Bobby Moynihan is still one of my favorites.
Sure. Yeah, he's funny.
You know, Norm Macdonald is making a comeback. He has a show now, a talk show, which is interesting to me because he was one of those that I felt like he tried after SNL and it didn't work out.
Don't do that, please, Riley. Don't rub sausage on our couch.
Things you never thought you'd say as a parent.
Chris Kattan fizzled out.
I expected more from him, truthfully.
Oh, yeah. Chris Farley, of course.
Yeah.
He was a great.
Mike Myers, of course.
Myers, yeah,
Dana
I guess.
Carvey.
Yeah, I mean they're all right. But there's the women.
I'll fight you.
The women on SNL, I think, are they were cracking me. I guess maybe because we were watching that thing yesterday.
We were watching the best of Kristen Wiig. Mm-hmm. And then we were thinking
she's hilarious.
About
and then
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon, she's a legend that we're watching.
She's gonna go. I mean, she's already gone places. But
I feel like I'm watching a modern day Gilda Radner.
Yeah. I also really like Cecily Strong. I think she's got major talent.
Cecily Strong, yeah, she's funny too.
Yeah, and I like Adie Bryant. She has her own the thing about Adie Bryant that I think is great is she's kind of got her own twist on humor. It's her own flavor that she brings to every character she plays, which I really appreciate and I think is hilarious. So like I really like Edie Bryant too.
You know who I'm starting to appreciate more? I mean, kind of not talking about women, but is Keenan.
Yeah.
I'm appreciating him a bit more now. Good, like I think I like his Charles Barkley.
Oh yeah.
And then his Big Poppy.
Yeah.
That cracks me up.
I like his "What's up with that?"
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
Now, you know what's funny is like he can laugh at himself. Like he's been in the comedy game for a while, like even like as a child.
Did you ever watch The Good Burger?
I never had cable, so no, but I mean I know what it is. But
I think it's a movie. Was
Probably.
it a show too?
yeah, it was a show and a movie. It was a skit. It was a skit on all.
Nickelodeon.
Was it called all? No, not all that. What was it called? It was like that comedy sketch thing on Nickelodeon back in the 90s. Wow.
What, Good Burger?
Yeah. They had like a bunch of little skits.
Here, let me ask
It was like a kids SNL. I kind of
Let's skip.
ask Google right now.
Where did Good Burger first show up? We're Googling on our podcast. It's what's that noise?
It's a truck, like a garbage truck.
Oh, okay. Oh, they got our trash. Okay, I was like, what the
Thank
heck is
God.
that? All right, so
Thank you, city workers of Albuquerque.
I know. Day after Christmas.
You guys are.
It was
on
released
the
in
ball.
1997. Well, it grossed 23 million.
Jeez, wasn't that funny, was it?
It's
Like, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. May I take your order?
No, yeah.
And Kel, like, what happened to that guy?
Who knows?
He's probably like flipping burgers somewhere.
Section
Oh,
references.
the irony. The irony of that.
I don't think he's doing that.
You don't know that. Maybe he is. Maybe he loves it.
Based on all that.
All that. Oh my gosh, how did I remember that? Wow. I didn't even have cable and I remember that. But I think it's cool because he can laugh at himself. And like he knows that he's got a good thing going with SNL and he's like, no, I'm not in any hurry to leave. Like, like as long as they're going to keep me around. So
Yeah.
can't blame him.
So, your brother and Stephanie are on the way back home.
Yes, they get
It's
into
a-
St. Louis at 10 a.m.
It's a time when we get to hang out with your brother and family and kind of hang out. And I don't know if it's like my personality, but I kind of want to get into like my feelings and thoughts.
Oh, okay. For once, I actually want to talk about tech, which is super weird.
Okay, what kind of tech?
All right. Maybe it's... Okay. Well, do you want to get into your feelings first? I mean, I feel like this is kind of a big moment for you.
No, it's not a big moment for me. This is what I do.
All right.
This
is what I do.
I reflect. I don't know.
Reflect on shit. Okay.
What?
So I was watching this like thing.
Wait, are you letting me or are you going?
I don't know. What do you want to do? Talk about your feelings.
Okay.
This can wait. This is not that important.
All right. Can I sit by you?
You are sitting by me.
Can I sit closer to you?
I mean, I guess so.
So last night, I was trying to. All right, so let me. Okay, there's things that build up to where I am, like events. Yesterday we were sitting at your parents' house for Christmas dinner. I guess it was Christmas dinner, but it was like not like Christmas dinner.
We do like Christmas brunch at my parents, so we
Yeah.
had already done our festivity stuff.
Who you
we were
talking
just
to?
like eating food.
Are you talking to me?
I'm just explaining.
I'm just kidding.
I hate when you do that.
So we were sitting like we were hanging out with your parents, right? It had already been a long day. There was a toy casualty.
Yeah.
Luke's Indoraptor was destroyed by a cousin, and now all the kids are in here. As soon as I
You
start
said
getting them all.
Endoraptor. That's the
Yeah.
code word for
Hey,
everybody
Luke.
in here.
What are you guys doing? That's Riley's cannonball.
What are you
JT.
doing, buddy? Oh, Riley, here's your cannonball.
Here's your cannonball.
Those are empty, guys. I don't think there's anything in those. We already put all the candy from your stockings away, so that this would not happen.
All right. They have 1,000 toys
Yeah.
from Christmas.
Welcome to parenthood, everyone.
I'm gonna set them up with toys. I'm gonna do a
Set 'em
parenting
up.
pause,
Set them up.
Mommy, like
and then we'll be right back. That's me.
He lost his grip.
Hey,
That's
get
Daddy.
down off the chair. That's not how you handle.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Snow's falling. Mm-hmm. It was kind of big flakes, and now it's kind of like a wet snow.
Every time I watch snow outside, I want to listen to the song Dramamine by Modest Mouse. It reminds me of snow falling. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but it does.
I wish it would snow more here in town. Mm-hmm. But I'll take this. This is good.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we had a fire going, but
Yeah.
we are out of wood.
Mm-hmm. So, before the break, we were talking about... I was going to tell you about how I was feeling, I guess.
Yes.
But I had a backstory to it. Mm-hmm. And, okay, it's coming back to me. Good. So, we went to your parents' house yesterday for dinner.
Yeah.
And you were downstairs hanging out with the kids
Mm-hmm.
and watching TV and stuff. And you're sitting with Stephanie, I think,
Yeah.
and the kids. And I was kind of just upstairs in the... is that the living room or family room? I don't know what that is.
Living room.
Living
I
room.
feel like the family room is the one that has the TV in it.
Can they both be living rooms, by the way?
I mean, yeah, you're living in both
Yes.
of them.
And your
What's
brother...
in a name, anyway?
Yeah. Your brother was reading a book, and I was just kind of reading... I was reading my Google News or whatever. Mm-hmm. And one story came up about Jehovah's Witness, and I sent it to you.
I read it.
And it's this person. It was actually... I thought it was a man, but it was a woman who... Did you read it?
I read it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. What, you don't think I read?
No, I know you read. I just... Sometimes I send things to you and then I don't know if you read them or not.
Yeah, I typically do.
But it was really sad to me, like what she was describing.
At the end, or like...
No, just well, in the end, like throughout the whole article, like how people who are in Jehovah's Witnesses exist.
Yeah. Around these festive holidays, but they aren't allowed to partake or be a part of any of them.
But it's not her fault. Like she was brought up in this lifestyle to like feel these different ways. Like what is it? Jehovah's Witnesses, they aren't allowed to participate in any sort of holiday.
I don't think they even celebrate birthdays.
No, they don't.
Which is so sad to me.
They are constantly like I didn't realize this in the article. Kind of gave me some insight about like their thought process, and it's all about Judgment Day, and like she was using the term hellfire a lot. Like end times, and how like she walked around her life having pity on people because
they were all going to burn in a fiery apocalypse.
Yeah.
And that was the only comfort she had in not participating in things was like, well, I don't want to participate because all these people are going to burn.
Right. And then she had this
sad.
like internal pull, inside her. Like she was describing this story about when she was in elementary school, and how there was a holiday party at her school, and she sat in the nurse's office and she could hear them singing a song, and like she
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
But she like wanted to participate. She wanted to have fun, and she kept asking for Jehovah's forgiveness. Like in the middle, like if she felt a little bit of fun, like she felt incredibly guilty. Yeah. And like she was talking about like candy canes and how she would enjoy a candy cane, but then she would point it to a point and like poke herself.
So that it was like penance. For enjoying it. It's like this constant balance of like asking for forgiveness for wanting to enjoy the things that people around you are celebrating and enjoying. And
I felt so
sad.
bad for like some like people who live like this. Yeah. And then I was thinking, well, am I that critical of my own faith? Like, should I be critical of my faith? Like, is there something my faith is holding me back from? And I don't know. That's kind of what I was trying to meditate last night, just kind of in bed. When we were going to bed. Our daughter was in our bed.
When bedtime was forced upon us.
Made it difficult. Yeah, we went to bed at like 9, I think, because
we had plans to watch like Star Trek. I know it's not anything fancy, guys. Next Generation. And then our daughter got up and was crying and whining, and she did not want to go to sleep unless it was in our bed. And we were like, we'll just lay with her till she falls asleep.
Yeah, but she's so darn precious and adorable. Like, it kind of makes it a little bit better.
Yeah. For me, the comfort is like, this is the last time we're doing this. Like, because like she's our baby.
Yeah.
Like there are no more babies after this. And so
all three of them went through this.
The last moment that we're going to have to enjoy this kind of thing because it's going to be gone.
Right. About this age, about 2 years old, I think all three of them went through this.
They did.
To her credit, though, she has been the best sleeper, I feel like. Like, she will walk to her bed and she'll really, in her little sweet little voice, say, "Good night, Daddy."
Night, Dada.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I love you, Juju. I
Love you, Mama.
I love you.
Yeah, I think she's a little scared of the dark. And I think 2-year-olds also, all of them go through like a sleep regression. It's normal.
I think that's separation too.
It's a little bit of separation and a little bit of sleep regression. And it's funny because we have 3 kids. Like you would think we would like go, oh yeah, this is like 2-year-old sleep regression. But it's like you forget and then you're reminded. You're like, oh yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a thing. Okay. It's just been a while since we've dealt with that. It'll pass. That's
Yeah.
the thing. It'll pass. I think she's scared of being in the dark. She's starting to have those 2-year-old fears that creep up about this time because their imaginations are starting to kind of grow.
Right.
So it's normal.
Yeah. So she was in her bed and she was quiet. She was just sitting there, but I was trying to meditate. I was just trying to just think on things, like trying to let my brain explore things that it needs to explore. Because a lot of times I'm focused on, I don't know, getting dressed, making dinner, cleaning the house.
You should go with Drew to one of those sleep deprivation tanks that he likes. I
Who's
mean, not sleep deprivation. Oh my god.
From our community group.
The sensory deprivation tanks.
Yeah, there's a
Meditate.
guy in our community group at church. He was talking about the sleep deprivation tanks.
Deprivation. That sounds like
Yeah.
torture.
Actually, I mean, that sounds scary to me. That
sounds horrifying.
I don't think I would like
not
that.
go
I would
for
much
that.
rather take a drive to the peak, find a log, and just sit there and listen to the forest. Like that sounds
Yeah.
way more
I don't-
meditation. No, but
Like
like,
sensory deprivation is a form of torture. Like I feel like that's a psychological torture tactic.
Mm-hmm.
I would not want to do that to relax.
no. And they it's like a saltwater solution, so
You float.
yeah, you float. Yeah, no, I'm not.
It's
I'm not
dark. It's quiet. You're weightless and
Naked,
there's
vulnerable.
and
No.
you know all the creepy crawlies come out in your brain and
Yeah, no
Ugh.
thanks. But anyways, I was just sitting there.
Ooh, sorry.
I was just sitting there, not sitting there. I was laying in bed.
I didn't mean to take it so dark. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
I was laying in bed, just trying to think about, like, who am I? What do I believe? This poor woman grew up in a religion that deprived her of joy, like took everything from her. Like she couldn't celebrate in a community. Like she had this existence that was just awful. And like I'll see if I can link the article on our parenting.
We always say that. We never do it though.
But
should do it.
yeah, it was a Time magazine article, I think. She ended up getting out of the faith, and then like still she mentioned like how some of her like inclinations stayed, like tendencies stayed. Like she still had a lot of guilt, and I'm like, oh man.
She said at the end she still doesn't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even though she's out of the faith, it's like that guilt culture was so strong that it's like even now she can't, as an adult, being free from the religion, enjoy something like Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is
So-
what a bummer.
And I read things like this, and I worry, like, I mean, do people have pity on me because I'm restricted or I'm living life that's not full or...
But what do you feel like you're restricted from? Is there something that you wish you could be doing that you can't?
No. I mean, I know there's...
Like, do you want to be a swinger? I mean, like, what do you want to do?
I don't want to be a swinger.
I'm just thinking about, like, because you have, like, there's
Yeah.
a lot of things that we have access to that we can do that it's not like...
I think one thing, I mean,
I don't feel
I can
super
think about
restricted.
specific things. But I did grow up with a lot of guilt in my life. And maybe it was good guilt. I don't know. Maybe it was natural guilt, but I think maybe a lot of it could have
forced guilt.
could have been just because of the religion I was in. Like when I was in high school, I went to my friend's house, and I've told you this before.
Yeah.
I went to my friend's house. They were moving into a new house, so their parents were still in the old house, like getting things ready. But they had already had the new house, and it was ready. It wasn't. I think it was hooked up to electricity, but I don't think there was any plumbing yet. It was just kind of new for them.
Yeah.
There's no furniture. All we had were blankets and our video game system. I think my friend had a Dreamcast, which was awesome.
I don't even know what that is.
Dreamcast, that's the Sega Dreamcast. It was like
Still don't know
one
what
of
it
the
is.
okay. So it came out in it was, hang on, yeah, September 9th, 1999.
Whoa.
9999. I remember that.
Wow, you like have it down to the date. I don't even know what it is, and you're like,
No,
approximately
that was their
5:55
that was
p.m.
that was their marketing thing.
In
Like
30 seconds.
the Sega Dreamcast, like they I remember it was 9999. September 9th, 1999.
So they're like, either the world's gonna end, and Y2K, but at least you'll have this amazing Sega Dreamcast for a while.
No, the Dreamcast was awesome. Had amazing graphics. Like, it was above and beyond what was out at the time. So PlayStation, the original PlayStation was out. Nintendo 64 was out. I don't think... What was the next thing after that? GameCube? Yeah, GameCube hadn't been released yet. It was just the Nintendo 64, Sega... Nintendo 64... and then the original PlayStation.
Okay, but anyway, let's get back to the story.
Right. So,
sorry, I can't.
We were both doing...
No, my brain just kind of trailed. Like, after you started talking about all that, I'm like, I don't know what any of this is.
Sorry.
All right,
no, we're both doing insane rabbit holes. That's okay.
I got one for you later. We're going to talk about it.
All right. Hang on. Lindsay hates me. No, so I went to his house. We were playing Dreamcast and hanging out. And he had I think a 12-pack or a 24-pack of Bud Light bottles. I remember that.
Uh-oh.
And me, like, they were all drinking. I'm like, okay, like, I feel uncomfortable. You guys are drinking, like, whatever.
And being that young, you don't know that Bud Light really doesn't do anything to you.
I mean, it would have at the time.
Maybe.
I was 16 or 17 or...
You would have had to, like, piss like a racehorse all day.
It might have been 17.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think I was 17. But,
so gross.
Yeah, they had the Bud Light. They were drinking it. And me, I just had this insane amount of guilt. Like, I shouldn't even be here. I feel uncomfortable.
What are my parents going to think of me?
My parents probably wouldn't have cared. Like, and I probably could have drank, but I didn't.
You could have, but you were good.
And I felt like at that point, like, I should be a part of this community, my friends, and I should drink. So I got a bottle, and I didn't want to drink it. I wasn't going to drink it. I went out to the backyard and I poured it out, went to the sink, filled it up with water. And even that, I felt like a huge phony. And
I think that's the whole thing about teenagers is everybody feels like a phony.
Yeah.
Like,
so I had a lot of guilt for that. I don't know. And so as I was laying down last night, I was kind of meditating on, like, what do I believe? What is real? Like, I just really deep and heavy stuff, like the universe. And it doesn't help that I watch a lot of science YouTube videos where they talk about time and gravity and Newton and Einstein and astrophysics and all this other stuff. So most, like 99% of it is way over my head, but just kind of thinking about what we know.
Mm-hmm. And what we don't, which I think is even scarier.
Yeah. Or even,
because based on what we know, the stuff that we don't could be way bigger than anything we could comprehend.
And I'm trying to, like, mesh this in my head with what I believe, like what seems impossible and what's just, I don't know, like God and the divine and everything all wrapped up together. Like, am I a Jehovah's Witness just, having these beliefs that were put on me, or does it all make sense? And that's just kind of where I was. And I didn't, like, it's funny too. Like, once I get to that point where I'm in deep thought, I think that's the point I actually, like, just fall asleep. Like, I'm so relaxed, I'm just like, boom, sleeping. But I don't know. That's just been on my mind.
I had a dream about Diego last night.
Yeah.
And I was holding him and cuddling him, and he was a puppy, and it was just made me miss him.
Yeah, he was a good dog.
Yeah.
He ran away. My parents were taking care of him.
Yeah.
And then ran away, so I don't know if he's alive or dead or with somebody or whatever, but he's not here. So.
Yeah, I just miss him. I had a dream about him, and I was
sweet puppy.
Cuddling him, and I was carrying him around and under my arm like we used to do, and just he's a little Jack Russell guy, so he's fat and cute and little, and I miss that guy. But
he's a part of our life for a long time.
We had him before we had kids.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, so thinking about Diego, I guess, in my subconscious. But so, can I deviate a little?
Sure.
Well, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Are you ready to talk about technology?
Sure.
I'm serious.
Go ahead.
You look annoyed with me.
You have to sit this way, though, so I can get the mic on you. Sorry. Go ahead.
He's such a control freak, you guys. Like, you're anal retentive about things. Like, sit this way, do this, talk this way, don't do this, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, technology.
Okay, number one, I do not want an Alexa ever.
Me either.
Ever. So I was watching this thing and...
Wouldn't that be awful if you had an Alexa and your name was Alexa?
Yes, that would be terrible. I was watching this thing about people who have had like weird things happen with their Alexas.
Yeah.
And one of them, like a lot of people have reported like that it will go off in the middle of the night and just say things, like random things. Oh, it's Elsa from Frozen.
Mm-hmm. Just keep going.
So literally, this is the scariest thing ever. This girl was like, it was 2 a.m. I was asleep. And all of a sudden I hear this, ha ha ha. And she's like, Alexa just laughed randomly in the middle of the effing night. And I was like, nope. And then I guess other people have had that happen where Alexa will just like randomly be like, ha 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 ha. And they're like, what?
Like, what are you planning, robot?
Well, no, but it gets better. Like, there was another one where literally somebody was in the kitchen cooking and they hear Alexa and they didn't know what it said. And they went back.
You can look at your history.
Yeah, they looked at their history and it said, every time I close my eyes, I see people dying. And they were like,
okay.
What? Like, so there's been these, like, I guess glitches in Alexa and they're not sure if it's like someone hacked it or it's just like artificial intelligence, like trying different things or trying to learn or whatever, but it will say like weird things, like out of nowhere.
Wow.
And it'll just be like, nobody said anything to it. It's not on. And then all of a sudden it'll be like, what do you mean I'm a robot? Or like, it'll just say things like that. And people are like, what? Like, no, like
That's terrible.
It's creepy as hell.
Dang. Yeah, that would be terrifying. We have Google Homes and I'm glad Google Home doesn't do that. But I also read something about somebody, you can request all of your history from Amazon for your Alexa. And somebody requested their history and Amazon accidentally sent them somebody else's history. So it's like, oh, that's privacy out the window.
Oh, no, I heard about that too. They were talking about how Alexa recorded a conversation.
So we have a bunch of toys in the garage that are brand new.
Go get them, please, for the love of God.
Should I pause? Real
Yes,
quick?
parenting
Okay.
pause. I'm getting...
Okay, we're back. I got lost. It's snowing right now, and the flakes. Well, the music was good. That was Jeff O'Midveron.
Yeah.
Find him.
Getting bigger again.
Yeah, find Jeff on SoundCloud. Jeff O'Midveron. He plays music and makes beats and works with synthesizers, all that good stuff.
I'm supposed to go to the MVD today.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's nobody there.
Yeah. So we were talking about technology. Yeah.
I pulled up some of those creepy stories because I thought they were interesting. One of them said, Alexa scared the hell out of my wife by playing Halloween sounds late at night when she was home alone. Like, what the hell, Alexa? Here's another one. This creepy thing happened last night. We got home and totally unprompted, our Amazon Echo / Alexa started talking. And then I realized it was listing off local cemeteries and funeral homes.
Jeez.
Freaking A, dude. Alexa has a mysterious friend named David. Just last night, I was woken up by Alexa at 3 a.m. talking about someone named David. Thought I was talking in my sleep, but there's no prompts after I set my alarm that evening. It creeped me the hell out. My mom's Alexa randomly turned on and started glowing, and my mom was like, Alexa, what are you doing? And she said, I'm trying to learn new things. And my mom said, no one told you to do that. And she was like, okay, and turned off. I got my mother-in-law a dot for Christmas last year. She's a chronic insomniac and tends to go to bed very, very late after 3 a.m. One night, she was up a lot later than that, and while watching random TV, Alexa piped up and said, good night, Clarice. My mother-in-law's name isn't Clarice.
I have never seen that movie, but I know the reference.
One day I was humming Pop Goes the Weasel to myself for no reason. Boyfriend was in the room and eventually got stuck in his head, and so we asked Alexa to play it on Spotify. It was being glitchy that day and didn't listen to him. We thought nothing of it and went about our day. 8 hours later, at around 3 a.m., guess what starts playing rather loudly in our small apartment? Pop Goes the Weasel. It's this really kind of creepy, almost sinister kid version. Every time we hear it now, it brings back a little PTSD. Oh, this is my favorite. Okay. Out of the blue, late one night, without talking to Alexa for hours, Alexa said, if Chuck Norris wants to know where you is, he'll find you. If he doesn't, you won't know until it's too late. I don't know. Like, what?
Alexa's hiring Chuck Norris as a hitman,
I guess.
warning you about it.
Wife and I were arguing about something, no clue what it was, but it was getting a little heated. I don't know what Alexa thought she heard, but suddenly she interjected with, why don't we change the subject? It was unexpected and relevant enough to be creepy.
Huh.
There was nothing in the app log.
Whoa.
I woke up with a start to hear voices coming out of Alexa, and it sounded Russian. Alexa has conversations with people that aren't there. I live in a small one-bedroom apartment. I was in my bedroom using the PC, no music or anything. Alexa is in the living room. Probably about 15 feet away from me, she just said, that's so nice. At that point, I kind of panicked, stood up and checked the living room. Nothing special. Went back to the computer to check my log on my browser. So what she said was, that's just so nice. Just ask me what you'd like help with, and I'll do it. My best to help. And what she heard was, Alexa, please. But the person didn't say anything. I'm almost done.
I've heard this one. Alexa and Google Home are buddies. You can have them talk to each other.
Yeah. That one's kind of whatever. Let me see. This is super weird. I was manually turning the volume down using the buttons on my Echo Dot, and it started laughing like it was being tickled. It was the weirdest thing. Like, what? I don't know. It's just, like, kind of strange. I don't know. There's just, like, I'm just, like, I don't know.
Yeah?
There was one, it's not on here,
Look
but...
at this.
Whoa, check it out, bro.
Oh, can you go play that with that in there?
Here they come. Strawberry shortcake. Can I smell it?
Oh.
Sorry, it's the 80s version. Yeah, do you smell that? It smells like the 80s.
Yeah, it does.
Here, Juju.
Here, you talk for a little bit. I'm gonna relocate these babies.
So yeah, it was just interesting. One of the Alexa stories I was listening to yesterday, they were talking about how it kept making references to Blade Runner, which is, I think that's just somebody's attempt at really dark humor. Honestly, I think that's pretty funny. And it was talking about like a robot uprising, and I'm like, geez. I don't know. I think you have to take it with a grain of salt and have a sense of humor, but it also is a little creepy. Like, if I was in my house alone and all of a sudden Alexa's like, Chuck Norris is coming to murder you, I'd be like, wait, huh? What? Like, what are you talking about? But I think it also comes with, like, you know, artificial intelligence and, like, computer learning. It's just probably regurgitating information that it got somewhere somehow. Although it does also, like, send, like, there was one where it glitched and it sent a contact in somebody's phone, like, an entire conversation he had with his wife. And the guy was like, yeah, you were talking about, like, buying new floors, like hardwoods or linoleum or something. And the guy's like, yeah, we were. And I guess, like, Alexa, like, recorded it and sent it to one of his contacts on his phone.
That's odd.
It's super weird. Good thing they were just talking about floors.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it's... Technology kind of makes you wonder, like, what's going to happen in 20 years when our kids are adults. Like, what's Google Home going to look like in 20 years?
Yeah.
I think there are going to be more screens, for sure. But the voice activated only kind of does the trick for a lot of things. It reminds me of Star Trek Next Generation. Like, we were watching that. And I don't know if these tech companies are drawing inspiration from those sci-fi shows or if it's just a coincidence. They're probably a little bit drawing from the shows, but I mean, that's the Enterprise. You know, you just say computer this.
It's
like
the question of art imitating life or life imitating art.
But I do feel like on the Enterprise, you can do a lot, right? On Google Home, it's pretty limited. Like, I mean, I can ask questions and it Googles and it does a really good job of finding out the answer. I can make phone calls. Like, they don't allow you quite yet to send text messages or send emails. I think it's because of the privacy thing. Yeah. But Google Home does recognize my voice. Like, I can say, okay, Google, when's my birthday? Let's see if it does it.
Your birthday is on May 21st, 1983.
Yeah, see? Knows my birthday.
Oh, what in the world?
They're fighting over their ball.
Juju.
Go get him. Go get him. Go get the bigger ball. Go.
She knows how to push his buttons.
Don't forget your Elsa and your monkey.
I want my blue ball.
She wants the big blue one in her
Oh,
room.
okay.
No, I think you're right though. I think that all of this smart everything is going to be like, I think it's going to observe like what we do on a daily basis, and it's going to just like
Bye, Mom.
intuitively do it for us. So like it's going to probably, it'll have like an adjustment period where it'll observe you and it'll listen to you and it'll see what your habits and your patterns are, and it'll adjust your home to be like that. So like it'll know that you typically wake up around 6:45. So it'll automatically like, you know, open your windows and turn your lights on at 6:45. It'll get your coffee started for you at 6:45. It'll know that you like to take a shower after you eat breakfast. So it'll get breakfast going, or it'll, you know, prompt you to do these things. Like I think it'll observe you and it'll use machine learning to kind of adjust to your habits. You know, it'll track how you do things and it'll just adjust to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it'll know that you typically go to the bathroom every morning at 6:55 a.m. and it'll, you know, warm up the toilet seat for you. I have no idea,
Yeah.
but
Right now you can say, "Okay, Google, good morning."
Hi, you've found the new good morning routine. Let's try it together. First, let's see what your day looks like.
So,
Right now in Albuquerque, it's 1 degree with rain. Today, there will be rain and snow with a forecasted high of 6 and a low of -3.
Celsius.
On your way to work, traffic is light as usual. You should take the route via San Mateo Boulevard Northeast. It is 20 minutes by car.
Telling me about my commute.
Next, I'll play the news. And
Play-
just so you know,
plays the
you
news.
can customize this routine. I can also turn on lights, start coffee, play music, play a podcast, and more.
Yep.
so it's already
Customize
begun.
your good morning routine. Check out routine settings in the Google Home app.
Yeah, so
Have a
eventually.
great day.
Thank you.
Here's the latest news.
Okay, Google, stop.
I also need to know which device to use. Try saying that again and include the device's name. On your news in Washington.
Okay, Google.
Janine Hurt.
Stop kitchen speaker. Also, I apologize if anybody who is listening to our podcast and has a Google Home, because we just set off all their devices.
Yeah, that's true.
So sorry about that.
Oh yeah, and if you have an Alexa, I'm sure the fact that we've
Oh,
said it
man.
like 80 times, it's probably like what?
Yeah.
Perpetual technology set
Yeah.
offs. Hey, what? Oh, give them to
Ah.
Riley.
Yeah, go get this to Riley. That's a cool little puzzle piece.
Mom.
It's like blocks. little
Neato
cubes.
burrito. Look
Nice.
at you. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
She has her hands out like, ta-da, look what I can do.
Can you stack them higher inside there? Take them all over there.
She totally knows that she's like messing with our time and
Oh, yeah.
she's enjoying it. Look at this smirk on her face.
For sure.
She knows.
She's also very cute. So.
I know. She gets away with a lot. Mm-hmm. Dangerous game you're playing, toddler.
Toddlerland. Yep.
I really wanted to watch another episode of Dirty John last night. I'm so addicted. It's so good. Damn it.
Do you
Give me those blocks.
give them those blocks? Can you take them in there, Juju?
When is the next series or season of Black Mirror coming out?
I don't know, but go get
I
it.
heard January or February, and I'm like, I can't wait. Go get it. Hurry.
Mommy.
What? You're being such a little stinker. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure when it comes out, but I do know that it's
wanna watch
it's
it.
it's going to be interactive.
Oh, you know what? They have a Minecraft TV
Yeah.
show like that too.
You have to watch it on a tablet, the Minecraft one.
You know, we should probably have your parents watch the kids so we can binge watch all of Black Mirror over a weekend. I'm all, can you guys take our kids? We need to stay inside and not do anything for 2 days.
It's a good show.
I mean, we're leaving town. Don't come over. Like,
yeah, very true. So I wanted to talk about something. I mean, I don't know if we can do that with our daughter around here, but
Mommy.
she wants me
yeah.
because I'm the mama. Anyway.
Peace, right? Peace. That's one thing you sacrifice when you're a parent is peace.
And mental
There's
space.
no peace.
And time.
I'm gonna remove her because
Good luck with that.
thank you.
Godspeed, sir. Godspeed.
Mommy.
It's okay. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Yeah, this is like, I swear, it's constant, never ending. Yeah, it was kind of a shit show at my parents' yesterday. It was cool. It was nice, but like Luke's Santa present got ruined like within hours of him getting it, and we were like, oh my gosh, literally that was not a cheap toy. It's like the one time a year we buy like toys like brand new that are super like a little bit pricier than normal, and it's like broken. So Lorenzo is gonna contact the manufacturer and see if they can replace it, which you might as well try, right? But kind of sucks, man. Like, I don't know, kind of sucks. Not sure what happened, but the Endoraptor now has a broken foot. Got snapped off. Like, there's no going back. Welcome.
Thank you. She's playing with her dollhouse, hopefully. I know. We do.
I like how we hear a sound and we're like, what is that?
Yeah.
Don't let them hear you breathe.
Yeah, it's so crazy being a parent, huh? I was thinking about how much of our mental space goes towards making sure these three humans are living.
Yeah.
And the one thing you give up is like your mental health.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're always on edge and we're always ready for like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like we're always there.
Yeah.
But I mean, then there's moments when you just love your kids and it's worth it, I guess, you know. Not
It
I
is
guess, but it is.
exhausting, though.
It's exhausting, but we do love those kids, and I don't know.
At my parents' last night, we had dinner like Lorenzo was saying, and
I was
Right.
Oh, here she comes. You are a hellion today. Do you realize that?
little human, what do you need?
She wants you.
You know what cracks me up is like, it's not even funny, it's actually just annoying. These
What?
kids don't like,
They do.
no, they always want to be on me. Like physically on me, and not
Yeah.
in like a cuddly way, like I want to sit on your lap and I want to roll around in circles on you. And I'm like, dude,
want-
get off of me.
I want to dig my heel inside your face.
Oh, I got kicked in the face today by our 3-year-old already this morning. Juju is constantly on me, rolling around. Luke wiped his snotty nose on my shirt yesterday. I'm like, dude, what am I, like your human trash can? Like, get off me. Like, I think that's like where I get the most frustrated is if I can't have mental space, I at least want some physical space sometimes. And I can't have either. And it just pushes me over the edge.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I'm going in the bathroom, I'm locking the door, thank God we have a lock on it, and I'm taking a bath, nobody come in here.
Right.
Like, ever.
Yeah. I think you just have to embrace it.
You're not me, and they don't do this to you.
No, they're
And
No.
snow.
in snow. Okay.
No, that's the thing, though. When you're the mom, your kids are on you all the time. And I get that dads are special, and I understand that, but
No.
it's different.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
different.
Yeah, we have different relationships with our kids. They do crawl on me and kick me, and
But
Do
it's
everything.
not, like, all the time, constantly. Like, if we're sitting watching TV, all of us together, they're always on me.
Yeah.
And we have one chair, and all three of them somehow try to find space on my lap. And I'm
Riley,
like,
Riley likes to randomly just jump on my stomach.
I just got hit in the face.
La 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 la.
Yeah, that's right. Riley likes to just randomly jump on my stomach.
Yeah.
And when we're watching TV, Juliet lays on me. I like it when she does that. Like
Good,
what
you
she's
can
doing here.
have her all the time.
So, yeah. We're on a break.
it's winter break.
And breaks mean parties sometimes. Or social gatherings. Stuff like that. What's a face?
I'm getting headbutted in the boob.
Oh.
You can't see that?
She's like wiggling.
Yeah, and... What's your deal?
And then mom.
Yes, I have a mole on my face. It's really funny, I know. Are you having fun examining the mole on my face?
Her face is like a centimeter away from yours, and she's just looking at you.
She knows exactly how to push my buttons.
Uh-huh.
Okay, are you done?
What she, like, when we're hanging out, what she'll do is, like, if I'm laying down relaxing, she'll lay on me, look at me right in the face, and she'll grab my eyelid and pull it all the way back. Now she's gonna do it to you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Can you not?
Should we pause for a second? Let's pause. I'm kind of hungry.
Okay, we'll wrap this up maybe at nap time. Ah!
Yeah. So we're gonna take a pause. Be right back.
Superficial hearts are never sold. Missing pieces that cannot be filled. And I see you.
Okay, we're back. And what were we talking about?
Alexa being creepy.
Weren't we talking about something else after that too? I don't know.
I'm sure we were, but
Yeah. All right.
mental
So-
capacity is pretty small these days.
Yeah. You started journaling, didn't you? You like sent me a snippet. Was it just one entry of a journal?
Yeah, I just never have the time to journal,
But
honestly.
you did journal.
I did, but I don't.
You don't
I don't
regularly.
particularly
like
enjoy
sometimes
it.
you do?
Sometimes I do. If I really feel like I need an outlet and I need a healthy outlet and I don't want to rip someone's face off, it's usually when I'm really mad.
And you're looking at me.
No, seriously, like when I'm really pissed off and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I need to get it out. I'm not gonna put it on Facebook. I'm not gonna like go off and have somebody else listen to that. So it's just better if I write it down. And usually I get it out of my system.
Yeah.
And then if you want to read it later because I'm upset with you or whatever, you can. But
Mm-hmm.
like mostly it's just so I can get it out of my system.
Yeah. So
It's more of a coping mechanism than an actual like journal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, I completely get you.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that all the time because I have this like angst inside
Yeah.
of me.
I have this angst inside
I
of
do.
me.
It's like
I want to
man.
punch things.
Like I have to get this out, this feeling out. I have to get it out somehow. That's why I enjoy so much
no,
podcasting.
that's how I feel.
I have physical journals that I write in, and I have my online journal, and then I have that Year in Pixels app where it just asks me how my day was, and
Yeah, you
but
showed me.
these were the feelings, and I just kind of at the end of the year it'll tell me like what feelings I have most, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But listen to these feelings, and I just want to know, like, I don't know why I like to talk about feelings a lot.
Yeah, you do.
You're just like rolling your eyes. Yeah,
No, you
do.
need to probably go to therapy so you can talk.
No, I-
talk about feelings with somebody who is a professional who like
Oh, I thought you were gonna say somebody who cares.
no somebody who listens to feelings for a living.
Happiness.
It'd be mutually beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Happiness, joy, love, excitement.
People know what feelings are,
No, I'm reading these to you. I'm not talking to people.
but I know what feelings are too.
I know you do.
I could just
I
read
don't care what
them.
those people think.
Those people.
It's a conversation between me and you.
Let's not call them those people. Okay?
Happiness, joy, love, excitement, tiredness, sadness, fear,
They
nerves.
should have an automatic checkbox for tiredness. That should always be checked.
Nerves, anger, stress,
Stress also.
emptiness, anxiety, remorse, optimism, and chill.
That's a feeling. Chill. I feel pretty chill right now. What are we like in the late 2000s? Like
No, I think it's legit. Like if you just sit there and you're not like you're not excited about anything, you are it's not even it's like it's different than relax, I would say. It's just like I'm just kind of here
neutral.
chilling with, your brother or whatever at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
I've been finding myself checking the joy, love, and happiness. I've been checking those a lot, and that mostly comes from family, kids, and then knowing that you are still here.
Wow.
That's nothing on
Thank
you.
you.
That's nothing on you. It's
I
insane
think-
for me. Excitement every once in a while. Tiredness for sure. Sadness, I don't really feel like I'm very sad. So I don't really check that one very often. Fear, nerves, anger, stress, all of those I check all the time. Emptiness, not so much. Maybe sometimes. Anxiety, I check that all the time. Remorse, not really. I mean, maybe if we get in an argument or something, like I feel remorse. Optimism every once in a while, and chill every once in a while. But mostly, it's the stress, anger, nerves, fear, like that stuff. And yet last night, I was okay. So it was a daddy night, which means that I put the kids to
I
bed.
know what it means. Who are you talking to?
Talking to you.
Oh, I know that. So
Are you mad at me?
no,
You're annoyed.
no. I'm talking to you the way that you talk to me on this podcast because whenever I try to explain back information, you're like, "Who are you talking to?" So just so
sorry.
you know, it's easy to do.
I'm sorry. I'll check the remorse box. So last night when I was putting the kids to bed, I was laying down on their floor, and I get my journaling app, which is called Journal. It's called Journey. It's my favorite one. And I was just writing about like what was going on inside of me, this angst that I have. And one of the things that I realized is that like I think it's the mid-30s bug, I guess. You kind of just are looking at your life and you're like, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? I keep making the same mistakes. Like, why do I keep doing this?
Yep, had that happen on Sunday.
I think about that proverb, like a dog returns to his vomit, a fool to his folly. And I'm trying to make these decisions. Like I'm just trying. I have this will that I want to make. I want to make good decisions. I want to make myself. I want to try to be a better person. And I'm trying to think of like what kind of ways can I do this? Well, I can stop drinking alcohol because even though I love beer and I love alcohol.
Dude, I've gained like probably 15 pounds over the holiday season just from drinking.
Yeah.
It's pretty dumb.
Yeah, beer's pretty bad. It's not good for your health, and so
No, we always say this, but moderation is the key. But the thing is, like, it's hard to moderate when like your social activity revolves around beer all the time, and like your stress levels revolve around like wanting to have a beer because you're stressed, and then it turns into 2, and then it turns into 15 pounds later. And then you're like, hey, I want pizza, and it's like 10 p.m.
Right. And this is kind of embarrassing, but the other day when you were running errands, I think it was probably Saturday, this last Saturday before Christmas.
Yeah.
I was hanging out watching the kids. Maybe had some sports on, some ESPN.
Maybe.
Watching YouTube videos and stuff, and I was just enjoying myself. Just like kind of hanging out, relaxing. I thought to myself, well, I don't have any beer, but I do have vodka. And I made myself a martini because we have olives. We have green olives. So I made myself a martini. And I was just sitting there watching my YouTube videos. I like martinis.
I hate martinis.
You're like relching right now, but
No,
that's okay.
I just don't. I can't.
And I drank a martini watching YouTube videos.
In your boxers?
I wasn't in my boxers. I was in my PJs.
I feel like we should get you some house slippers too.
I do have some.
Oh, well, hey.
And one martini turned into 2, turned into 3. And I was like, I'm drinking by myself. And then I felt super embarrassed. And I was like, this is not okay. Like I had to like reflect. I was like, I don't need this to enjoy myself during the day. And that's when it kind of became an issue for me. And the worst thing is the next day when you just feel like crap and you want to go to sleep, basically. You just want your body to recover, and it's just like, I'm 35, I have kids, I don't need this to cope.
I
like,
have shit to do.
not to mention like the beer, it's delicious, yes, and that's the hardest thing because it is good. I enjoy the taste. I enjoy drinking a beer with friends. there's so many
But it
calories in a
shouldn't be
beer.
a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
It should be like a, hey, we're going out to dinner with friends. Yeah, I think I'll have a beer with dinner. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Like not like a all the time, every time.
Yeah.
thing. I mean, it's.
But if I'm with friends, that's the hardest time to like limit yourself to one beer. 'Cause
Really?
I'm like, for me, it is.
Oh, see, for me, it's like.
Like if I'm hanging out with friends, I'm like cut loose. I'm like, let's hang out. Let's get crazy. I don't know.
See, I'm not like that with friends because I always figure like I'm gonna have to drive or I'm gonna have to be responsible
Yeah.
for somebody else, and so I don't ever want to just be. I don't ever want to not have my wits about me like in a public situation. Like I, the other day I was with my friend Jen, and we were at Marble Brewery, Northeast Heights. And we were in the adult area because they have like a place where you can bring kids, and then they just built this other wing that's like just for adults. It's more quiet and kind of just peaceful. So we were in there, right?
Really nice in there.
It's beautiful.
They have
Actually,
like actual marble.
yeah, we sat at the same table that you and I sat at when we checked it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's funny because this group of, they had to have been probably
21.
not quite that young, but they were probably mid-20s maybe. And I was looking at them and I was judging them so hardcore, and I like looked at Jen. I was like, I want to punch that girl in the face.
Dang.
There was this girl, and she was tall and dressed very like not provocatively, but like she wanted attention. It wasn't like slutty, but it was like, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Did you ever do that in your mid-20s?
Probably. And she was so drunk and so loud, and she was like draping herself over like all the guys in the group, and I was like, good Lord, woman.
They enjoyed it.
I'm sure they did, but I was like, to them, they probably thought that it looked like they were having a good time, but everybody else in there was like older, and we were all just kind of looking at them like, dude, this is not the place.
Yeah.
Like you don't know how dumb you look. You look pathetic.
Every time I hang out with people and I'm drinking, the next day I feel like such a fool. I'm like, I bet you I looked like a straight idiot. But that's my... okay, go ahead. That's... Okay, you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say, like, I almost, like, was like, well, everybody goes through this phase. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, I was looking at her, and it was really easy to judge her and be like, wow, you just need attention, don't you? Like, which one of those guy friends are you going to go home with tonight, and then you're going to regret tomorrow?
I don't think it's a phase either. I think there's probably some... I mean, Christmas just happened. I'm sure families got together, and there was some aunt who, you know, in her mid-60s or something was doing the same thing.
But it was like one of those things where I was looking at her with the hindsight that I have now at 35, and I was like, everything you're doing right now, like, you're going to regret tomorrow. Like, those guys are obviously your friends, possibly even your coworkers, because it looked like it may have been a group of people that worked together, because they were all kind of professionally dressed, like they'd just come from work.
Yeah.
And she was just, like, all over all of them, and I was just kind of like, you know, it's unfortunate, but she's probably going to have to learn that life lesson. But she looks like a fool right now, and like she doesn't even realize that she's gonna regret this tomorrow. Like she does not have a clue.
Yeah.
Like she thinks she's having a good time, and this is probably not the first or last time this is gonna happen. But it was like, for me, it was like I wasn't any better in my 20s, and like I feel like it's just kind of something that people have to live through to understand, and then come to that reconciliation of like,
or maybe they don't.
This is what I don't want now.
Or maybe they don't. You know, maybe. I mean, no, I'm just saying, like maybe people. I mean, there's like I said, there's some people who act like that all the time, and it could be circumstantial too, like what's going on in your life that is making you come to this point.
But I think it comes down to a personal need that you're trying to fill.
Yeah.
Like self-esteem wise.
Okay, so for me, I don't like to be vulnerable with people. Mm-hmm. It makes me, if I'm really thinking about it, it makes me feel uncomfortable to kind of sit down with somebody and kind of let them know who I am. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that is. I think it's just, maybe I'm just born with that feeling. I have no idea. Like, I don't like to be vulnerable with people. I don't like to, I don't know, in a lot of different ways. Like, I don't know. But for whatever reason, when it is time to be vulnerable with people, and it's, oh, sorry. I have water in my mustache. Sorry.
Sexy.
When it is time to be vulnerable with
But
people.
does your breath taste like bagels?
It might.
Mine does. Sorry.
Bought mouthwash. I'm going to use that in a bit. No, when it's time to be vulnerable, I know it's time. Like it's okay. Like I can cut loose. And sometimes I'm so starved for like that community that
Or that real connection with somebody
yeah, I'm so starved for that connection
outside of like your marriage, like
yeah.
like a friendship.
Yeah. Because I hold back myself from people because I don't want to be vulnerable to people that, like, when it is time, like, something triggers and it's time, and I'm out there. I'm interrupting people in conversations. I'm, like, talking too much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel anyway. And when alcohol is involved, like, it's even more so. Like, I really, really enjoy that moment when I'm, like, with a group of people, and my thought is, like, let's get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's drink.
Well, because you're dropping the wall.
Yeah. Because do you want some water?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Sorry, I have something in my throat.
There's always that wall up. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I think a lot of people feel that way. It kind of releases them from the need to have that guard.
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, I know a lot of people don't like, I don't know if they understand this or not, but I deal with anxiety, and it's weird because a lot of people are like, you're outgoing. What do you mean you're anxious? And I'm like, whoa. Who's listening to Jay-Z in the other room? Is that a commercial? It's gotta be. Like all of a sudden I hear Jay-Z on to the next one. No, but for me, like, I do get anxious in crowds where I don't know people, like, well. Like, I don't like parties. Like, I don't like going to parties where I don't know people. Like, if I'm going to go to a party, I want to know at least a couple people there. I don't like being in big crowds. So, in my 20s, when we would go out, like, what would take the edge off for me is, like, I'm going to, like, pregame or have a couple drinks, like, before to take that edge off of, like, that anxiety that I feel. Mm-hmm. And now I feel like I'm a little more comfortable with myself as a person, so I don't need to do that. Like, I don't care what people think as much anymore. Mm-hmm. I used to care more about what people think of me. And so that would put that, like, social pressure on me, which would make me feel really anxious. And so I drink to kind of get rid of that. But now I'm kind of like, I don't care as much. And so I don't feel like it's as much of an issue for me, like, around people as it used to be. For me, it's like the hardest time to deal with is like when I'm with my friends and, like, you know, like when we go to Denver or, like, you know, we go out of town with somebody. Like, I want to go bar hop and I want to see, like, the nightlife and I want to check everything out, but I have to figure out that balance. Like, that's the hard part, you know? So.
Yeah. No, I get that.
It's all about balance. We say it all the time.
Yeah. So back to, like, why we were even talking about this. Like, I was journaling, like, what can I do to make myself better? What can I do to kind of make things worth it? Like, I don't know. Like, life is just, sometimes you're just like, what is going on? Like, am I in a dream? Day after day after day keeps going by. Like, now what? And I want to live for something. I want to have something meaningful, valuable. I don't know. I was just trying to think about what those things were and, like, how can I accomplish that?
Do you think you could go without drinking for an entire year?
No.
Why not? Like, what's holding you back?
It's that community and friendship. I know that we're going to hang out with friends at some point, and there's going to be a time if we're going to hang out with friends and, like, go to, I don't know, Rocksteady's, a little dive bar, like, that sounds like an awesome time to me. Mm-hmm. Like, could I go a whole year with only drinking in, like, a social situation? I think so.
I'm seriously debating trying to go an entire year without drinking.
Yeah.
For my health, like, mostly.
In special education, we write goals for our kids who are in caseloads. And one of the things that's, like, our mantra, or at least mine, like, I don't know if other special education teachers do this, but it's, you have to write a goal that is, number one, measurable, because you can't just have some willy-nilly goal that you can't measure.
Okay, I'll cut it down to March till our anniversary.
And number two has to be attainable.
I could do it till March.
So for me, like, if I'm writing a goal about drinking, like, is it attainable for me to not drink for an entire year? At this point, no. But I can start with something smaller. which is not drinking at home or not drinking alone. Like,
Yeah.
um,
No, I'm
or not,
familiar with this strategy. I
or
get
or
it.
not drinking more than like 2 drinks or 3 drinks or whatever.
I would say 2.
Hangovers are the worst, by the way. I just hate them.
Yeah.
So there is that. And then the other thing I want to do is record my food daily. Like, I have an app I use called Lose It. And when I record my food, it helps me keep track of what I'm eating, and it also makes me aware of what I'm eating. And for me, I have these insane snack attacks, especially after work, when I'm like, it's not even like I'm hungry after work. It's like,
It's a
this
stress
is just,
release.
This is just what I do. I go in the fridge, I look for a leftover, I look for some crackers or whatever, like a tortilla, and I just go to it. And I've gained a bit of weight, and it's not like my...
It seems like we're talking about some things maybe that need to gear towards New Year's resolutions, probably.
I guess
since
we're
we're in that season.
Yeah,
Right now.
I hate those, though.
I do too, but here we are talking about
No,
it.
like,
so-
this is like a yearly thought for me.
Well, I
This
get
is-
it.
It's
but
a coincidence.
but it's a starting point, and I think you
Yeah.
need to look at it. I think the reason for people, January is for New Year's resolutions too. Is like it's a new year. It's a starting point. It's a way for them to track
like
their progress.
renew and refresh.
Well, I think also just there's an applicable timeline in front of them that they can visually see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's tangible.
It'd be cool if me and you could be on the same page with goals. You know what I mean? Like, if we could agree on some things.
Yes, I agree that you shouldn't drink so much.
No, like together, like we can be on a goal together.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How about we don't drink until March? I mean, that's our anniversary. Like,
Well, I don't
like
know.
let's start with that. If we can go until March, like we may be able to go longer, maybe
Yeah,
not. But
I
like,
mean, we can refine it. Like, I don't know if I want that to be my goal, but we can talk about it.
I don't personally need it. Like,
Yeah.
it's
The
just
other thing
making me
is
fat. That's really all it's doing.
Recording
so.
my food daily, like I do that, and it helps me. Like, if I know, so there's something that I love and crave. Let's think about this. Like, I don't know. I'm not into sweets, like, whatsoever. But sometimes I'll eat, I don't know, the fun size little Twix or whatever that the kids have. If I knew that one Twix had 200 calories, would I eat it? And then would I eat 3 or 4? Probably not. Recording my food helps me to know, like, oh man, you know, it's almost
Better
like,
cut down on those tamales, bro.
yeah, I know, it's almost like making myself ignorant. That way I don't have to worry about it and have any guilt.
See, I guess that's where we're a little different. I'm not like as much of a snacker. Like, the thing that I would need to gauge and cut down on is probably coffee. Like buying coffee or drinking coffee.
Coffee has no calories.
No, but like
very
lattes,
little.
things like that.
Oh.
That's probably where I would get in trouble the most. I'm not much of a snacker. I don't
Mm-hmm.
typically eat a lot during the day, not because I don't want to, but just because I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also on medication that just doesn't. It kind of makes my appetite go
Yeah.
away, which
Yeah.
is helpful sometimes.
And it makes sense that, like, both of us would have different needs. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I need to do, but
How-
not necessarily you.
However,
Uh-huh.
can I finish?
Yeah.
I need to work on eating a better breakfast because if I don't eat a good breakfast in the morning, it throws me. It makes me cranky. It throws my whole day.
Makes sense.
And I realize that you're supposed to eat the most calories of your day at breakfast, and I don't. I probably eat the least. I would say lunch or dinner is probably my most. So I think for me, the goal would be to cut down on the sugary, fatty, like caffeine intake and focus on eating better, like healthier, more substantiated, like breakfasts.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
So
I'm with you on that. It's so hard, like, during the work week, though, because you're like, or at least for me, since I
Trying to
work
get
in the
the
morning,
kids out the door
you work in the afternoon, but I'm trying not to be an asshole husband that just thinks about himself, but at the same time, like, trying to get myself a breakfast, so I'll just grab a snack or something and head out the door, something to hold me out till lunch, and then my meals progressively get more and more. I'm adding calories
to make
as
up for that non-breakfast that you had.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
And then for dinner is the worst because I'll make a dinner and then the kids won't eat any of their food. And me, I hate wasting food, but then I eat their food. So
Put it in some Tupperware, bro.
I know. And I'll do that too, but like at the end of the day, I'm just like eating all the food and I need to stop that.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, the other things I want to do is I want to be able to exercise more. find the time. I was finding the time, and then our schedules are imbalanced, and I'm trying to adjust to that, and I will. I think I want to learn more Spanish. I've been using Duolingo. I'm on I don't know how many lessons I've been in, but I'm actually learning a little bit, which is nice. And then the last two that I wrote about last night is I want to spend more quality time with my kids and more quality time with you, and that means I think less phone time. Like I was reflecting as I was laying on the floor last night, like what do I spend my time on? A lot of my time is screen time on my phone, and I realized that my phone has a lot of tools and has a lot of information that people generations before us didn't have, right? Like so instead of a newspaper, I have my phone. Instead of a Walkman or a stereo or whatever, I have my phone. Instead of a camera, I have my phone. Instead of books, I have my phone, right? Everything I have is on my phone. So I can keep those essential things and what's the word? Parcel out my time on those things. But there's some things that just take up my time that need to go. One of those things that I need to use less of is Twitter. Going back to my personality. Let's wrap up. I'll stop.
I know. You always say the Twitter thing. I'm just wondering, like, what keeps you going back? What keeps you going back to Twitter? Like, you always say it, but, like, why do you keep going back?
My hands are cold.
Okay, we're wrapping up.
Where were your hands? Why are they cold?
Because I want them warm.
Why are you stressing out right now?
I'm not. Like, I'm just talking and you're rolling your eyes at me.
No, I'm just wondering, like... Never mind. Okay, yeah, let's wrap up. I think that's a good idea. I don't know why you're frustrated right now. I'm really trying to, like...
I'm just finishing a thought.
Okay, go ahead. No one's stopping you from doing that.
There's just things on my phone that I don't think are... Like, it's just... They're just eating time. And getting my mind off of whatever. And I do enjoy being with my kids and building things with them and spending time with them. And
okay, I'll get it.
Anyways, hey Linz, can we wrap up real quick? I'll get him a tortilla. So, what are you listening to?
I don't know. Let's wrap it up.
Okay. I am listening to a few things.
Daddy, I want tortilla.
You want a tortilla? Okay, I'll get you one here in just a second, okay? I'm listening to a audiobook, which I want to finish over the break. It's called The Divine Dance by Richard Rohr. He lives in Albuquerque, I found out in the book.
Yeah, you said that last time.
Yeah, I know. And then yesterday I listened to the Liturgist podcast, the Cosmos episode. So one of the hosts has an album. So I listened to that episode. It was really good. And then now I added his album to my playlist called Cosmos. So that's one thing I'm going to listen to. And then Science Mike mentioned a band inside that same episode called Sleeping at Last, which I'm going to check out too.
I've heard of them.
I've heard of them too, but I don't know.
They're all right. They're kind of mellow.
Yeah, I like the mellowness during, when I'm grading papers and stuff like that. What are you listening to?
I don't know. Right now I'm trying to keep a 3-year-old from yelling and screaming, and I'm trying to warm up his hands. So anyway.
Alrighty. Well,
I want tortilla.
My mind is like plaguing with like all the stuff I have to do today, and I'm just kind of antsy. So
yeah, no big deal. All right, y'all have a good day and Happy New Year.